Hi everyone. So we began a new series on Sunday here at Hope Church Oswestry called You're Not the Boss of Me. Just thinking about emotions and what's actually in control of us. Are we in control of ourselves, or is something else inside controlling us? And we looked at some words of Jesus, which were really challenging because often what we do is we talk about our reactions and the way we behave, and it's because of circumstances, or we behave that way because of what someone said to us. And we looked at the idea that Jesus said the reason that you're angry, or the reason you said those words, the reason that you're jealous or insecure is because that's what's inside you. And we set ourselves the task of just reflecting on what's in our cup, what comes out of us, and why that might be, and to kind of own those things. And each week, if there's a question that comes in, we're going to just run a little video with a little answer. And this week we've got Paula. Paula's sent in a question from that message. So let's listen to Paula's question, and then I'll try and give a quick response to it. Thanks, Paula.
I really benefited from the sermon on Sunday, which was about saying no to negative emotions that affect the words that you say and show that your heart isn't in the right place. The practical solutions were really useful, which was about noticing your emotions, identifying where your heart is, and then owning those emotions. My question is, does this mean I should try and suppress all negative emotions and never show anger, frustration, worry, or fear ever again?
Wow, what a great question. Thanks, Paula. Do we take our negative emotions and do we just always deny them or suppress them? Well, we know that our negative emotions can be damaging to us and that we don't want them to be the boss of us and to control us. And if our negative emotions are quite small, and there's a small bit of anger or a small bit of jealousy, it can be enough just to, in the moment, try and control them, just to think, actually, I won't be angry in that situation, I won't be jealous, and we can choose not to if it's quite small. But if the anger, jealousy, insecurity, anxiety, fear, whatever it is, if it's much stronger or it's more dominant and it's a feature of weeks, months, or even years, then I think it's really unhelpful to suppress and pretend it's not there. Because if you push it down, it doesn't go away, it just goes deeper inside and will come out in all sorts of other ways. And I'm not a psychologist, but people will talk about the damaging effect that what's deep inside us. So I think that rather than denying and suppressing it, what we need to do is to allow it come out, but come out in a safe place. So not in a place of a rant to somebody, but maybe in a safe place, either in prayer to God. The psalmist has got every emotion. There's prayers of anger, of fear, of jealousy. So sometimes that's a safe place, or with someone else that we trust, we can kind of talk it through. And as we bring the emotions, whatever the boss of us, as we bring it to the surface, I like to think of them as like a dashboard in the car. They're kind of indicators, they're warning lights. So if you have a lot of anger or jealousy or insecure, they're warning lights of something else that's going on inside you. And so it can be helpful to bring them out in a safe place and just under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, just direct with God as you're praying, as walking, or in talking with a wise friend. Just kind of reflect on what does it tell you. So bring the surface and think, actually, what does it tell you? So for me, one of my emotions that's a real challenge can be anger in a home context. And often we'll have anger towards my children, and we'll kind of express that in sometimes not great ways. But over the years, as I've reflected on that, why am I so angry? And I might say, well, it's angry because they're not doing as they're told, they're not doing the chores, or they're behaving in this way. But as I've reflected, I've seen it as a warning light, as an indicator. And over the years, I've noticed two things about why I might have anger in a home situation towards my kids. And one is around control, and feeling that actually I'm the dad, I should be in control, what I say should goes, which kind of works with 4-year-olds, but is a bit more challenging with 14-year-olds. And there's some reflection for me on why I would need to be in control. But in later years, as my kids got older, I've discovered there's something else that goes on. And that might be around a story that I'll tell myself. So if my kids don't do the chores or they leave stuff everywhere, I'll tell myself a story that it's because they don't respect me and they don't value me. So I've done lots for them, but they haven't done it for me. And then that kind of will come out in anger, in a response. And so what I've found really helpful is to let those things come to the surface in the presence of God, and to pray them through, and almost to try to change the story, because actually it's not true. that my teenage kids will not leave their washing line everywhere because they don't value me. There'll be kind of other reasons. So I've kind of found it helpful, bring it to the surface and reflect on it and pray it through. Okay, hopefully that's helpful a little bit. Obviously in the next few weeks, we're going to explore a different emotion each week. This Sunday, we're going to be talking about anger. And so please tune in for that on Sunday 11 and email, send in a question if you've got one, and we'll try and do another response. Okay, have a great week and thanks very much, everyone.